Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. Good morning and welcome to the Treasure Coast Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Stuart, Florida. Today is Sunday, February 8th, 2026. My name is Cindy Summers and I am your worship I didn't drink enough water. Worship associate today. We are a welcoming congregation. We welcome people of all gender identities, ethnicities, ages, and backgrounds, recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We are here to celebrate, affirm, and put into action the interconnected living mission of the Unitarian principles that you'll find printed on the back of your order of service. We broadcast and archive our service on YouTube, and to be put on our mailing list or to find out more information about us, please go to our website at tcuuc.org. At this time, please take a moment to silence your cell phones. Visitors. We welcome anyone who is here for the first time or maybe even the second time. Visitors, if you are comfortable, please step up to the microphone and introduce yourself. Oh, go ahead and go up here, yeah.
Hi, hello. My name is Sonid. I'm 20 years old, and this is my first time at a Unitarian church. It took me a long time to get here, but I'm here. I live in Port St. Lucie, and I'm of Haitian descent. So I'm looking forward to talking to you guys and seeing where this journey takes me. So thank you.
Welcome. We're happy that you're here. Anybody else?
They're streaming.
You can hide your face.
We are at Unitarian. We're visiting, Brenda, Mark. We're visiting from New Jersey for the month, and we belong to a UU congregation in Morristown, New Jersey, and we were driving past and saw this and said, wow, so we'll stop in.
Welcome. We're happy you're here. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Announcements. Please see the printed order of service and the newsletter for all events and details. I believe, Marguerite, were you going to say something? It doesn't seem very.
Step up to it.
We couldn't hear. Can you hear me?
Right. You have to be closer to the mic.
I don't think it's on.
Hello, hello.
It's
Can
on.
you hear me?
Yeah, you need
It's
to.
on. Okay.
Just
Anyway, I'm Marguerite Gregory. We're going to start table conversations again. We had them last year and the year before. It's when small groups get together in somebody's home or even here, small groups meaning 6 to 8, and to get to know each other better. So these cards are at the entrance and also in Heston Hall. Please fill them in as soon as you can. So our goal is to start in March. Jim Rose and I are managing this. Jim and Jay are in Rome right now having a ball, but they'll be back. So please look at these cards and think about it. If you want to get to know your neighbor a little bit better, this is a prime chance. Thank you.
Truman, did you want to say something?
I got it. All right, thanks. I can probably project.
Yeah, I think so.
Truman Dunn for Social Justice Team. Just a reminder that, well, first of all, February is one of our Fill the Baskets months, so the second time the offering goes through with the baskets rather than the plates, that will be for to support a family promise of Martin County that provides services for homeless families and low-income families in Martin County, and a reminder that there's like 600 minimum children in Martin County who are registered as homeless with the school system. As part of that, Family Promise has invited our congregation to come and tour the facility, learn more about it in a direct way by actually being there. So there's a clipboard that I'll have again in the fellowship hall, probably on the first table when you go in. Sign up. Even if you don't sign up and you decide to go, it's not required. They just want to have some idea of how many to expect. And also, if you sign up and then find you can't go. It's this Tuesday, 9:30, and Family Promise of Martin County is 316 Southeast MLK Boulevard in East Stewart.
Okay. Please see the printed order of service and the newsletter for complete details. Join us on the first and third Tuesdays at Poppleton Creek Park at noon for our brown bag lunch. This park is down the street adjacent to the dog park. We will have cookies, coffee and cookies in our social hall after the service. And a big thanks to those who help with the service. Jackie Robbins on cello, Judy Bajoris on piano, the TCUUC choir for the music, our greeters John Cook and Ronnie, I don't remember what her last name is, Ronnie. I'm sorry. Our ushers, John Cook and Ronnie, and our tech support, Karina Poloni. Our hospitality, my mouth is too dry. Okay, our hospitality team is Trish Patterson, Joanne Leone, Sherry Louise, and Jim Bisbee. Our own Reverend Bob MacDonald is in the pulpit today. Here is our prelude. Thank you so much. It's always so wonderful to hear you both play. It's very uplifting.
Thank you.
Okay. And now for a chalice lighting. We are not alone. We are this flame, ancient as the stars. We are not alone. We are this chalice rimmed by spiral dance of searching. We are not alone. We are the light soaring, the shadow deepening, the dance between them. We are not alone. We are the heirs of the tribes and their fires, the healers and their circles. We are not alone. We are here. We are here for ourselves. We are here for each other, and we are not alone. That's by Michael DeVernon Boblet. And now for the opening words. I thought this was a fun one. How to make happiness. Ingredients: 3 cups of smiles, 2 cups of laughter, 1 pound of joy, 2 ounces of friendliness, 1 ounce of friends and family. Boil 3 cups of smiles with 2 cups of laughter. Slice a pound of joy into pieces and add it to broth. Grate 2 ounces of friendliness into bits, then add to broth. Sprinkle a pinch of friends and family as seasoning. Serve equally in bowls and enjoy. Okay, so now for our first hymn is going to be number 360, Here We Have Gathered. Let us I'm having a hard day today. Okay. Let us recite our affirmation, speaking the first verse and singing the second. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Quite often when I pick these responsive readings, one of you tells me that person was my minister. Several of you told me that. And the Johnsons, whom some of you remember, Enid and Vince, had Robert Weston. So this is his in the back of the hymnal, number 530, Out of the Stars. We'll read this responsively. Out of the stars in their flight, out of the dust of eternity, here have we come. Stardust and sunlight, mingling through time and through space. Out of the stars have we come, up from time. Out of the stars have we come. Time out of time before time, in the vastness of space, Earth spun to orbit the sun. Earth with the thunder of mountains newborn, the boiling of seas. Earth warmed by sun, lit by sunlight. This is our home. Out of the stars have we come. Mystery hidden in mystery, back through all time. Mystery rising from rocks in the storm and the sea. Out of the stars, rising from rocks and the sea, kindled by sunlight on earth, arose life. Ponder this thing in your heart. Ponder with awe. Out of the sea to the land, out of the shallows came ferns. Out of the sea to the land, up from darkness to light, rising to walk and to fly. Out of the sea trembled life. Ponder this thing in your heart. Life up from sea, eyes to behold, throats to sing, mates to love. Life from the sea, warmed by sun, washed by rain. Life from within, giving birth, rose to love. This is the wonder of time. This is the marvel of space. Out of the stars swung the earth. Life upon earth rose to love. This is the marvel of life, rising to see and to know. Out of your heart cry wonder. Sing that we live. Now, matters of joy and sorrow, we share them in the hope that you will know that you are heard and supported. First of all, a couple congregational things. You see this urn here on the table in front of me. Those are the cremains of Pam Corbin, or some of them. When Pam died a few months ago and she and I met to plan her service, she told me she wanted her ashes to go to the ocean, and she wanted me to take them there. So I asked her if we could have some for our vault so we could keep a part of her here. And she said yes. And then she added, find the cheapest urn you can find. So walking out of her bedroom to the living room where her loving attendants were, I saw this on her shelf. And I said, I'm going to take that. And they said, please do. So it was definitely the cheapest urn I could find. Now, one of the real reasons I raised this is after the service today, I'm going to walk them to our vaults to put them in. I'm going to need some help just moving the top. We aren't going to lift it off, it's cement, but I'm going to need help moving it so I can put it down in. So if a number of you will go with me, you'll help me do that. And then we'll just stand there for 30 seconds and come in and start our coffee and our happy hour. That's what some are calling it. So anyway, that's that. I also want to mention a number of related things. A number of you have heard that Sandy Craig has left us, and that's a big thud because she brought so much in her gifts of music. And all I will say about her why for leaving us was the political tones she picked up here she wasn't comfortable with. And I told her we had accepted her, she had to accept us. So anyway, she has left us. We thank her profusely for the musical gifts and other gifts she brought us through her 6 months or so here. Now, one of the gifts that she's leaving with us is 4 new thermostats. I don't know about you, but I find it cold here. So I told you in my note that I had bought new sweaters, and this is one combo. Anyhow, she left Sandy and Mark left these new thermostats, and Jenny tells me she can install them and will. They will be set at a temperature higher than this, and they can only be changed remotely. So no gremlins can find their way to this. Now, don't you start fanning yourself, don't you dare. Where was I? So they can't be changed manually here. I want us all to know that. And we thank Sandy also for this gift she's leaving with us. My office is, to me, unlivable. So I can't go there anymore and that's my excuse for staying home during the week. But anyway, I trust that will change with the new thermostats. I'll say more about that, and I'll just finish this portion by this. We have a number of new people here today. We love to see new people, but you've come on a day when I have to talk about aspects of our communal life that you're not coming to hear about. So please consider coming one more Sunday. Next Sunday, I think it's going to be something about our spirituality, starting with Shel Silverstein's The Missing Piece. Do you know that one? Well, you'll hear part of it again next week. And that's the kind of thing more we like to talk about. So you who are new, just know that you came in and got into a family conference, and hopefully it won't be painfully long. It won't be. We won't let it be. Having said that, we now move to our more normal kinds of joys and sorrows. Janet Grote is in the hospital with the flu. Now, Janet's one of our greeters at the door, but not today. So, Janet, I suspect you're watching this. Get over it. And if you didn't get a shot, get a shot. Anyway, we wish her the best. And also, we're receiving some new members this morning. And Ed McMillan, a new guy who has been sitting on the back with a walker, informed me that he can't be here today. He's ill and he has to go into the hospital. So, Ed, if you're watching this, we wish you the best and we want you to join as soon as you can. But the first thing is take care of yourself. Have I forgotten anybody? Joys and sorrows. Please come to the mic and share what you want to. John.
I have a sorrow and then a joy to share. I made a difficult decision earlier this year to leave my band, Stubborn Bastards. And it's because it wasn't doing for me what it needed to do. I left on good terms, and I sincerely hope they will continue to do what they're doing. But I've decided to devote myself to my music in other ways. And I'm turning 71 this week. And so my joy is that on Friday, I released my first album of original music. And you can listen to it. You can listen to it, and I encourage you to do that. And if you don't like a particular song, because the styles vary a lot, just skip to the next one, please. That's all I ask. I have little cards in my pocket that tell you what to do. I'm on Bandcamp, which is a place where you can find all kinds of wild music. I call it the Wild West of music. So I hope you'll join me and listen. There are a couple of blues songs on there that are easy to listen to and enjoy. So one is called Roller Coaster Blues, and the other one's called Just Move. So thanks.
I hope your new music is stuff you'll be sharing with us. Then you have our blessing. Who else? A matter of joy or sorrow?
lost 5 inches, so I have to move this. I used to keep it up. I'm Pat Bird, longtime member here. Closer to the mic. Okay. Ooh. Some joys and sorrows mixed together this week. Of course, a big one is that missing Sandy at the piano and leading the choir. But also, I'm a retired social worker, and I use the term retired very lightly because I collect people. I've got a 90-year-old that I'm totally responsible for in a memory care unit. And another person I have is a late 60s black woman who's been a friend for many years and has kindly cleaned my house once a month and has a terrible problem with alcohol. She's in her 2nd hospitalization related to that, and we are trying to find some kind of treatment center for her. One of the things that hospitals lost when they went to nurses only for discharge planning was that they only know about medical follow-up things. They don't know about social psychological follow-up things. And so the discharge planner has no clue where my friend can proceed from Martin for help. So if anyone here knows of any local, or maybe even not so local, alcohol rehabs that accept Medicare or Medicare Advantage plans, please let me know. Thank you.
After the service.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyone else? Yes.
Good morning. My name is Shari Louise. I have been a certified health educator for many, many years, and I wanted to share something, having worked with numerous physicians of my own and friends, that if you are facing the challenges of a virus, if you will take NAC, N-acetylcysteine, and liposomal vitamin C in groups of 1,000 each, they will help fend it off and perhaps even protect you completely. That my physicians and myself and their patients have found that doing that program, they avoided COVID completely.
Good. Anyone else? Oh, of course, Tia. Oh, how we love Tia, our board president. Of course we love her.
He says that in great good humor, I know. I haven't said this for a couple of weeks to talk about Deb Harris because she wasn't too sure, but they have moved from the outskirts of the mountains in Panama to the outskirts of Panama City. And she was a little doubtful that she would like that because she knew that she'd be moving from a delightful climate to Florida on steroids climate. So, but she likes the neighborhood, she gets to walk, there's a pool, the dogs like their backyard. So I think she's happy to be there now. So it's okay for me to announce that they're now on the outskirts of Panama City. They've already had one visitor, a friend of hers from many, many years, and they have a guest room. So, and it's much easier to get there now. So here's to Deb.
Good. Also, Deb is planning to be here at the end of April and live in our house and watch our princess for 10 days. She's getting ready for you, Deb. So anyhow, and she'll be in the pulpit here at the end of April. That's the play. Pardon? No, not the princess, no. Deb, who's another kind of princess. Anybody else with a joy or sorrow? Then we move a stone for people we haven't said out loud, but we all have people on our minds and hearts. This is for them. Thank you, Cindy. And now a moment of silence. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's not right. Prayer meditation. This is from the back of the hymnal, Principles and Purposes for All of Us. I chose this because I hope this is what keeps us glued. We affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We believe that each and every person is important. We affirm and promote justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. We believe that all people should be treated fairly. We affirm and promote acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth. We believe that our churches are places where all people are accepted and where we keep on learning together. We affirm and promote a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We believe that each person must be free to search for what is true and right in life. We affirm and promote the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process. We believe that all people should have a voice and a vote about the things which concern them. We affirm and promote the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. We believe that we should work for a peaceful, fair, and free world. We affirm and promote respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. We believe that we should care for our planet Earth. This is adapted from UU Principles and Purposes. And now a minute of silence. And now, Spirit of Life, hymn number 123. We hum the verse and then we sing the verse, seated or standing. Now, before our two offerings, I just want to welcome back Chuck and Diana. Were you guys here last week? Okay, so they've already welcomed you. But you know, these guys are snowbirds. They came down a while ago and they got on a cruise to Antarctica. They wanted to experience cold weather. So we hope you got your fill of that and you're here for a while. And now our offering time. We hope you experience generosity here. I experience it when I ask for help. I get a lot of it, and some of it is helpful. I hope you experience it here, and we need yours. So the first offering is for keeping our church going.
Robbie and John, come on.
Here they are.
Sorry, little administrative quarrel there, which you'll find out about at the congregational meeting right after the service.
This offering is for Family Promise. You know that, right? Thank you. Now one of our joys when it happens is we welcome new members. And so a number of people have said they're going to join us today, and I invite them to meet me at that microphone. And the congregation will welcome you, and then you'll recite this thing that's in the bulletin. Now, I don't want you to think the minister is losing it, but the procedure here is you sign the book. I don't have the book, but if you come for coffee afterwards, I'll get you the book. Now, after we get through our little ritual here, I'm going to ask you to tell us in a word or a sentence what you're looking for, what you're still looking for in the UU denomination. Or just because you're looking here? All right.
We can't hear you.
What's that? You need me to speak into the mic?
Yes.
Like I said, you get a lot of help here, and some of it is helpful. Can I talk now?
Yes, you may.
All right, let's read the welcome that's in the bulletin. We welcome you to this congregation to share our dreams and to join our strength and wisdom with ours as we create the future together. We pledge to you an openness of heart and mind and a willingness to grow with you in spirit, in understanding, and in fellowship. Now, your promise is this affirmation.
We enter into membership in this congregation freely and gladly, with an understanding of the Unitarian Universalist faith and of the responsibilities appropriate to membership in this community. We are ready to join you on a common spiritual journey and willing to add our portion, great or small, to the Unitarian Universalist tradition.
Terrific. Now, I will have you sign the book that's hidden in a secret place. I'll get it over coffee. Linda, do you want to come and just tell us who you are and maybe something interesting about you?
Yes.
And what, hey, excuse me, but this is Linda's moment, and maybe what you're looking for.
An interesting thing is, he is.
Yes, I keep telling myself that too.
Hi, I moved here from Boston about 25 years ago, and I've been looking for my group. I peeped ever since. It's really hard to find in Martin County. So I worked at the library, I worked at a hospital. There are lots of people that I fit with there, but this is my group, I think. I find this a very welcoming, warm, open-minded, educated, interesting group of people. Thanks for letting me in.
You've been coming here about as long as I have been, which is a long time. But tell us who you are and something interesting about you. You're talking to this. Would you start by telling us what you taught at Penn State?
What I've been taught at Penn State?
No, what you have taught for your career. This is for the people who are away from you.
I worked as an academic at NYU, Wake Forest, and finally Penn State University. I trained in psychology, but my specialty was in behavior genetics. So my wife was a very committed to UUA, and she was born in Wales, and she taught in the school systems wherever we were. She died about 4 years ago. As far as the UU, we joined in North Carolina, Winston-Salem. We wanted our kids to have an education in religions, and they got it, and also sexuality, and they got it. And we joined also and kept in State College, PA, and here, because we wanted to meet people with brains, open brains. And also, looking for an opportunity to participate in social action.
Thank you, David. You're certainly welcome. Scott you brought in good part because of his voice.
Yes.
People started telling me, are you hearing that voice? Well, yes, and here he is. You want to sing to us? No.
I don't have a bass solo. always wanted to be Bowser. I came here to visit several years ago, 4 years ago, and found community. And I love this community, and it was about time, not that I rush into anything, but about time to make it official. And what I'm doing here is what I've done all my life, is searching for truth.
So I had two topics for today and next Sunday. First, spirituality, starting with the missing piece, and then our activisms, because it's Black History Month, and I think next month is Women's History Month. But anyhow, next week, I guess, will be the missing piece. But things happened here this last week, and we're building for a couple of months. So I got messages and vibes from you to stop what I was planning and to rethink. So we have now, for 10 or 15 minutes, a little family conference. 40 years ago, when my teenage daughters then heard we're going to have a family conference, they learned to say, whatever it is will be better. Let's not have a family conference, but we have to have this. First, some historical footnotes. In the early years of this congregation, when we were in that other half of the building, there were prominent Republicans and Democrats. The guy, Heston, who gave us the first building and this land, I'm sure was Republican. The two couples who funded at least 2/3 of this new sanctuary, ditto. The lawyer, Bud Cifelli, who did our organizing papers, the same. When we met to plan his memorial service, I told Bud that I would work in a couple of quotes from the New York Times, because he always told me when I quoted the Times what they also said that wasn't fit to print. And our board president for several terms was a proud UPenn professor and Republican, Ken George. These UUs didn't talk politics. They were here for search for truth, open-minded, open-hearted religion, non-judgmental, non-creedal. So in my first 7 years here, we had a lot of acrimony, turmoil, but it wasn't politics. It was personnel and personalities, and somehow I survived all that. When I was first hired part-time in 2009, one of the substitute ministers, like I have John Brown come in, back then Gregory Wilson was an ordained minister and a full-time therapist, and he subbed here. He was about to move to Vermont, the Reverend Gregory Wilson. He came into the office to discuss my becoming the minister here, and he told me that he thought the reason we didn't grow was the tension between Republicans and Democrats. I didn't experience that when I was here in that first term. I looked him up on Google and found a 2014 full house church in Stratford, Vermont. Have any of you heard of that, Stratford, Vermont? He was quoting his uncle in a sermon. His uncle who said, UUs had to live with outrage for injustice in the community and the country and the world, and keep finding an inner well of calm and direction to survive the outrage that was Greg in his church in Vermont. So in 2016, I had to retire for the second time for orthopedic reasons. Before I did, we here worked on some things that I'm still proud of. A bridge building for Muslim Jews and UUs. And in August 2016, we had the Democratic Club and the Republican Club here to answer questions that each had for the other. And it was all quite congenial. Everything changed in 2016. I think you remember that. So fast forward to 2020. When I was rehired in 2020, a second term, now I'm in the 6th year of that second term, COVID made us do Zoom, no in-person in church. I didn't know many of you or those who were here in 2020 who joined in my time away. We had a pretend coffee hour if you made your own and brought it with you to your computer. We just stayed and talked to each other for a while. The topic of the then president, now again this is July 1, 2020, the topic of the president who was running for a second term kept coming up in what I would call rants. In what I would call not what new people might be coming to church for. So I pled with the group that I was seeing on the computer, let's not do that. And I'll have a weekday hour on Zoom. All rants welcome. Only a few came. So I've been saying, let's not talk politics here, but rather adhere to our beloved principles, how they should change us, change society, and change the world. So I think we agree that silence can be golden, but it can also be denial and compliance. So another shout from history is a quote we often hear from Pastor Martin Niemöller in Nazi Germany. And he's famous for this. I think I remember it enough to give you the gist of it. He said they came for socialists, and I wasn't one, so I didn't speak up. They came for trade unionists, and I wasn't one, so I didn't speak up. They came for Jews, and I wasn't one, so I didn't speak up. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak up. Now, you've heard that before, and when I looked it up, I was surprised to read that Pastor Martin Niemöller was sympathetic to the Nazis, had voted for Hitler, and thought he was going to make the country more organized and better. But when Hitler decided to take over the churches and tried to, Niemöller had to take a different position, and he wound up in prison for, I think, about 5 years. Now, things have happened that I think we can't be silent about. We can't. Like welcoming the white people of Scandinavia and the whites of South Africa and calling the black countries of Africa garbage, and American citizens from Somalia and other black countries of Africa garbage. Can we be silent about that? That was a rhetorical question, but thank you for your speaking up. And a couple days ago, the Obamas were caricatured with massive disrespect. such that the only black senator, Scott from South Carolina, said it was the worst racism he's ever heard from the White House. And another Republican senator, White, called it unacceptable. Really? Unacceptable? Why not monstrous and disgusting? Now, I don't want to dwell on all that, but we can't just ignore it. And a lot of Americans, too many, have practiced Rip Van Winkle. And look where we are now. And the murders in Minneapolis. Can we be silent? That woman, Ms. Good, was pretty clearly driving to get away and was murdered. The new Pope Leo said recently, all Christians should welcome foreigners. Okay, so the Roman Catholic Pope doesn't speak for us, unless once in a while he kind of does, just like his predecessor who had an early you moment. You remember with Francis, who am I to judge? We all said, wow. Maybe we can't agree on how welcoming immigration policy can be. But I think we know mistreatment and murder when we see it. Okay, I said let's talk and listen. So this is my time to listen and to invite any who want to add to what I have said. Come to the mic. Please don't take more than a minute, because if we do, we won't get to our happy hour. But would anyone like to add to what I have said? You can also criticize me. I've said that a number of times over my years here. I don't know why I feel the need to say that, but you can. Who would come to the mic and add to or critique or whatever? Thank you. I'd like to hear your words now, and Brenda, you may have to pull that down a little bit. I'm not suggesting you're short.
You're not? Hi, I'm Brenda. I just want to thank you for bringing it up, for talking about this, because we are all too quiet, too safe, too afraid. We have to take action, or else we will wind up. Listen, we have Medicare, we have Medicaid. That's going to disappear. It will. So I am thankful that you brought it up in the pulpit. I am thankful.
Thank you. Who else would add to this? Florence, come on up. Can you, as you talk, can you pull down your mask a little bit? I don't want to miss this.
I'm not 6 feet from people. I'm a feminist, I'm a Democrat, I demonstrate. I have the 5 Calls app. I call Senator Rick Scott's office just about every day, Brian Mass' office just about every day. I'm outraged about what's happening in our country today. And I do take action. You can look at my car, I've got bumper stickers all over it. People say, aren't you afraid? I'm not afraid, ever. All I get is thumbs up on my car and my bumper stickers. I've never had anybody beep at me or give me dirty looks or whatever. But it says we're living in a fascist regime. Donald Trump is a pig. I grew up in New York. I watched all the news about him and his family. We're about the same age. He's an absolute pig. He's despicable. He's immoral.
Thank you, Florence.
I take action.
23 years ago, before Joe and I moved here permanently, we lived just outside Atlantic City. In the heyday of our president's 4 casinos, we had personal friends destroyed in their businesses. We just knew what was coming. The only thing positive I can say about him is that very recently I heard that he wants to change some kind of policy or maybe law or Supreme Court position or something that allows churches to be more politically active with no censure. Yes.
Yeah, Stan, go ahead.
I have a young person in my life, and we're having a lot of discussions recently about what kinds of news sources should be trusted, what kinds of media.
Yeah, pull the mic up a little
What
bit.
kinds of news sources and what kinds of, just pick it up. What kinds of news sources and what kinds of media should be trusted. And those have been very illuminating for myself as well as to thinking through that. And I think the one that we've come to is that to be out on the lookout for outrage, including the sources that we agree with, because that outrage can take energy away from the work that we need to do in society. If we expend it unthinkingly, that energy unthinkingly in outrage, we may not be organizing, we may not be contacting our neighbors, we may not be thinking strategically. So that's all I had to say.
Thank you, Stan. Anybody else? You be next.
Picking right up on Stan, outrage is rampant on both sides of every issue. It's gotten us nowhere. My last sermon here, I ask you to listen to the voices of the other. Let me give you one real concrete one to imagine. Imagine you're sitting at lunch next to a stranger and you want to know more about them. And the first thing they tell you is they're an ICE agent. How are you going to talk and listen to that individual? Because if you can't do that, I don't think you can reduce the outrage among any of us.
Okay. Now tell us your first name again at the mic.
Hi, hello. My first name is Sonid. So what I want to bring to this topic is the fact that as somebody who grew up in America, who's Black, and then at some point I wasn't naturalized. I am now a naturalized citizen. But my family was on the side of where we weren't documented in regards to we just had a green card, right? I am a speech and language pathologist, and I work in West Palm Beach at the ARC with kids who have disabilities. And one of the biggest things that really affected me this year is this girl that I work with who, her parents stopped going anywhere. They're from Honduras, and they stopped going everywhere. They weren't allowed to go to church anymore. They weren't allowed to go to the supermarket. They really just, anything they needed, they delivered it to the house. That's how afraid her family is, because her uncle was taken away by ICE. And so while a lot of people are focused on politics, I just want to say, like, in a UU church, it should be about the humanity of it all, as opposed to the politics. I think that, the humanity has been removed from politics a long time ago. And it's always about the bottom dollar and what's best to further increase the imperialism of America, which I do appreciate the freedom that America has been able to grant me as somebody who's an immigrant. So I'm always going to be on the side of, it's not that I hate America or dislike America, but what can we do to really actually improve it for the people and not just the systems that are within the imperialism itself, or in the way that America tends to interact with foreign policies, interact with other people who may not be American. And so this year I finally decided to be non-affiliate because I've realized that there is a thing of outrage. People are outraged at the other side, and so they become, so let's say if you're liberal and you're outraged, you're more likely to be Democratic. And if you're not Democratic and you're outraged by the other side, you're more likely to be Republican. It's not about actual policies anymore. It's about who can get the last laugh, and that's what I got to say.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes. Cindy gets the last word.
One thing that really disturbs me is that the country has become so divided in terms of Republican and Democrat. And it's very, very sad to me because I have friends who are Republicans, and it's like, are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? I mean, it's become like that. I'm friends with them. We just don't talk about politics, but it just is sad to me that people can be so divided in families. So that's just one thing that is the result of this.
Well, thank you all for sharing your thoughts, and we'll continue the conversation, I'm sure, in the coffee hour. Oh, no, there's a meeting, right? Yes. Is there going to be like a short coffee hour in the meeting, like at noontime? Yes. Yeah, listen to that woman. The hymn is 113, I believe. Where is our holy church? Let's just say 3 verses. Is that okay? Okay. Okay, please be seated. These are the closing words from Robert Doss in the back of the hymnal. For all who seek God, may God go with you. For all who embrace life, may life return your affection. For all who seek a right path, may a way be found, and the courage to take it step by step. Okay.